Yo, you guys, welcome back to another video. This is the video that you guys have all been waiting for. This is the video I've been waiting to record. It is the game. Gonna be previewing number 5 Michigan taking on number 2 Ohio State. It's gonna be a huge one. Winner goes to the Big Ten championship, and obviously it is one of the biggest and best rivalries in college football. Gonna be getting into everything. Gonna go over stats. Gonna go over on what Michigan and Ohio State differ from on offense and defense, and what both teams have to do to win this game. Going to be going over everything. Make sure you guys watch the whole entire video, and if you guys do, go ahead to enjoy it. Make sure you hit that like button. If you guys are new around here, I really appreciate it. Could go ahead, hit that subscribe button. Let's get to 500 subscribers soon here. I thank you guys for all the support. Other than that, let's get right into today's preview video. Alright, so I think we're just going to get right into the meat, right into the juicy part. Just going to be going over the things that both teams have to do in order to win this game, and what has to happen to go their way. Going to save the stats for the end of the video. There's a lot to talk about, so it's probably going to be a long video, but let's get right into it. For both offenses, you got Ohio State, the best offense in the country right now, striking at all corners right now, firing at all cylinders. Their passing game is just really unstoppable right now. They have a lot of very talented wide receivers. You got Smith and Jingba, you got Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson, and you just got a lot of talented wide receivers on the Ohio State side. And you got CJ Stroud, who can is very, very good this season as a true freshman coming in for. Excuse me, not a true freshman. I'm pretty sure he's a redshirt freshman, but still very, very good. And it's going to be tough for Michigan's defense. Alright, so for Michigan offensively, they must have some long, sustaining offensive drives. And OSU, they like to score quickly as possible and get as many plays in as possible. So that's where they differ. Michigan likes to take the time off. OSU likes to go score quickly. So the defense has to react quickly and make stops and make plays. Michigan, if you're Michigan, you have to control the line of scrimmage in this game. If you can control the line of scrimmage, if you can, run the ball effectively and have time for McNamara to pass the ball and see all of his options, it's going to be really easy on offense for Michigan. Ohio State coming into this game, allowing 355.6 yards per game and allowing 19 points per game. Michigan only allowing 16.3 points per game and only allowing 306.8 yards per game. So obviously Michigan has the edge defensively. Ohio State definitely has the edge offensively though. If you are Michigan defensively, you have to get pressure on CJ Stroud and the quarterback for Ohio State. Ojabo and Hutchinson have to go off. They have to play one of their best games, and if you don't get pressure on CJ Stroud, Ohio State's offense is going to pick you apart. So you have to get pressure and make him feel uncomfortable in the pocket. That is very key defensively for Michigan. And when they run the ball, Ohio State can definitely run the ball, and you're just going to have to stop the run. But also, with their explosive wide receivers, keep everybody in front. And as long as you don't give up huge plays, you can just force turnovers, make plays defensively, keep the guy in front of you, and don't let Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, I know it's easier said than done, but don't let them get that one good route and just take off. You have to stick with them and make sure they don't have that big play. You have to force them to earn their points in this game, and if they kick a field goal, that is definitely a win for Michigan defensively. If you can force them to field goals, and if your offense doesn't settle for field goals, that's one thing for Michigan they struggled on. They kind of fixed it against Maryland and Penn State. They didn't take any field goals against Penn State. Kind of fixed it, but they still had those problems against Michigan State and Indiana. So you need to get touchdowns and not field goals in this game to win. One thing to note, Ryan Day, he isn't going up against defensive coordinator Don Brown. They actually used to be coaches together, and in practice they Ryan Day's offense used to pick Don Brown's defense apart, and he did the same thing at Ohio State when they were playing Michigan, and Don Brown was their defensive coordinator. Obviously, he's gone. We have a new defensive coordinator, a new defensive scheme, Mike Macdonald, and it's easier for Michigan to make adjustments in this new defensive scheme. So hopefully it works, and hopefully, it shows that it is a lot better, and we can stop Ohio State on some drives. The turnover battle is also going to be key. Michigan has to secure that ball. Both teams have actually done really well this season. Michigan, I'm pretty sure, only has 8 turnovers. Ohio State right there with them with only 9. So both teams really take care of the ball well, but Michigan, in the Michigan State game, really struggled with those turnovers. And in the big game, you just can't let that happen. You have to win the turnover battle. And if our defense can get stops and they can get a pick or a fumble, some momentum, and our offense takes care of the ball and plays, more cleaner than Ohio State, that'll be definitely huge in the outcome of this game. And you can't let Ohio State get to a big lead. Michigan State, they made mistakes in the first quarter. They fumbled. They missed a field goal. A lot of mistakes they made offensively, and that only drove Ohio State's offense to score more and more, and they got more and more momentum, and they kept going. They never stopped. You cannot let Ohio State get a comfortable lead within two touchdowns or 3 touchdowns, because they will just keep going, and they will have more and more confidence if they have a big lead. Michigan offensively, receivers have to step up, make plays. McNamara, if there is a big play, he has to make that big play and take a shot if it is there. He is very, very conservative, and he takes care of the ball, which I really like as a quarterback. But at some point, you might have to take a shot, and if it's there, just take it. Trust your wide receivers to make big plays in this game, because it's probably going to be needed in this one with Ohio State's offense. And if McCarthy comes in, he has to take care of the ball too. He struggled against Michigan State, fumbled it twice, and had a bad. The one time he got saved and it went out of bounds, but the one that really hurt us was when we were at the 50, and he fumbled with Blake Corum on the exchange, and they picked up the ball. Michigan State ran it with K9 and took it to the end zone, and they went up and won it 37-33. So obviously, McCarthy has to take care of the ball, and offense has to help your defense out and go score points. Take some pressure off of your defense. Have long sustaining drives. Go score touchdowns and rest your defense. And do not let that Ohio State offense stick on that field, more than your offense in the game. It's going to be very huge for Michigan to control the time of possession in this game. If they can, it's going to be very huge in the outcome. Alright, so that's pretty much all I have. Right now, we're going to get into the stats here real quick here. Just go over both teams' last games, and if I think of something else, I will definitely say it. One thing, though, before we do get into the stats, Ohio State, I'm guessing Ohio State fans, actually spray-painted Bo Schembechler's statue in red paint, and then said some stuff on the sidewalk saying he knew and all that stuff. So very, that's just going to fuel Michigan players more and more, and coaches, and hopefully that does, and they realize that, and hopefully, we go out Saturday with a lot of fuel in us, because they're doing, a lot of stuff. Michigan players really aren't doing anything, nor fans. Ohio State is doing all the trash talking right now. An Ohio State player also on Instagram posted on his Instagram story of just taking McCarthy's jersey on the ground and stepping all over it, which, I don't even know if McCarthy will play in this game. I'm guessing he will, because he's also a threat to run the ball when we do run the ball. So, but McCarthy actually responded in the comments, I'm pretty sure on a Michigan Instagram page that showed the Instagram story, and McCarthy said, "Inject this into my veins," pretty much saying, that's just going to fuel me up, and inject that to fuel me up. So there's already tempers flaring around here about the game. It's going to be very exciting, man. And it's only Wednesday and all this stuff is going on. So Thursday, Friday is going to be very, very exciting. And then Saturday is going to be a great showdown, hopefully, and a great game. All right, so let's go over Michigan against Maryland. One thing that stands out, Michigan 503 total yards, Maryland 359 total yards. Michigan had 151 rushing yards, 151 rushing yards, and 352 passing yards. Maryland had a good mix. They had 178 passing yards and 181 rushing yards. Michigan actually did not control the time of possession, but it was very close, only by like 30 or 40 seconds. And then for Michigan, Cade McNamara, he went 20 for 28 on 259 yards and 2 touchdowns. Obviously, 0 mistakes, and hopefully he doesn't make any mistakes against Ohio State. J.J. McCarthy went 5 for 5 for 58 yards and 1 beautiful touchdown throw to Mike Samerstill. And then that's pretty much it for receivers. Cornelius Johnson, Dalen Baldwin, Roman Wilson, Andrew Anthony, Mike Samerstill. A.J. Henning was a little quiet. So was Samerstill, but he still caught that 1 touchdown pass. Andrew Anthony only caught 1 catch for 18 yards. But, just a mixture in the wide receiver core. And, some receiver is going to have to step up. Cornelius Johnson probably going to step up. Andrew Anthony, hopefully he has another amazing game like he did against Michigan State. Roman Wilson did good against Penn State, had 2 touchdowns. Hopefully he does good. And then Samerstill and Henning, also very talented. Donovan Edwards set the record for the most receiving yards as a Michigan running back against Maryland on 10 receptions, 170 receiving yards, and 1 touchdown. He is going to be special. He's a true freshman. Hopefully we use him against Ohio State and we make him a threat against them. Just more for Ohio State to think about, and hopefully we, he gets a touchdown in a long play. That would be huge. Now Michigan State, Ohio State. Ohio State blew Michigan State out 56-7. Also, if I did not mention it, Michigan won that game obviously 59-18, as you all should know. But yeah, Ohio State beat Michigan State 56-7. Gonna go over the stats here. Total yards, Ohio State with an outstanding 655 total yards, 449 passing yards, 206 rushing yards. Michigan State only had 224 total yards, 158 passing yards, and only 66 rushing yards. Ohio State controlled the time of possession 37 minutes and 58 seconds they had the ball. Michigan State only 22 minutes and 2 seconds. So obviously that is a big problem for Michigan State. And if you're Michigan, you can't let that happen. Peyton Thorne didn't have the best game. C.J. Stroud had an amazing game, 32 for 35 on completions and attempts, 452 passing yards, 6 touchdowns, no interceptions, and just outstanding game from C.J. Stroud. It just goes to show, what Michigan has to do. They have to get pressure on C.J. Stroud to make him uncomfortable in that pocket. Otherwise, he's going to pick you apart with his talented wide receivers. Master Teague, Travion Henderson, and Mayan Williams all had good games. Master Teague had 95 yards on 21 carries. Travion Henderson had 63 yards, 9 carries, and then Williams had 35 yards and 4 carries. Travion Henderson is going to be a problem in the future. I'm pretty sure he's only a freshman, so he's going to be a problem, and he's got to stop Master Teague and Henderson in this game against Ohio State if you are Michigan. Now we go to the wide receivers. We got Chris Olave, 7 receptions, 140 receiving yards, 2 touchdowns. Garrett Wilson, 7 receptions, 126 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Then you got Jackson Smith and Jingba. He had 10 receptions, 105 yards, and 1 touchdown. And that's really it. The combo, the three players, or 3 wide receivers that are very talented. They pretty much did all the work, but yeah, there's still some receivers. Mayan Williams, the running back, had 3 receptions, 16 yards, and then Jeremy Ruckert, the tight end, had 1 reception for 28 yards, and that's really it. So yeah, obviously have an explosive offense. Going to be tough for Michigan's defense, but you have to get pressure on C.J. Stroud. I just can't stress that enough for Michigan. Alright, so looking at ESPN, the matchup predictor, they give Ohio State a 61.8% chance to win and Michigan a 38.2% chance to win. The spread right now is -8 for Ohio State, so Ohio State favored to win it by 8 points right now. Might go up by the time the game starts, but we'll see. And I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it. Michigan, obviously, more of a rushing offense, but they can definitely pass the ball. They have a good mixture offensively. They started out running the ball a lot earlier in the season, then they found that mixture and added that passing game in. And I do like our passing game, but our rushing game with Hassan Haskins and Blake Corum. Blake Corum should be healthy to play in this game, so look out for him. He should be back. He was dressed against Maryland, didn't play, which I don't blame him, just to save him for Ohio State, but he should be able to play, so watch out for Blake Corum. And then you also have Hassan Haskins, the Thunder, the power back, and Blake Corum, the more explosive running back, and hopefully he gets a few touches where he can take it the distance to the end zone. So we can sit here and talk about all the stats and everything. It's clear that Ohio State, they like to pass the ball a lot more. They have the receivers, they have a lot of talent, and that's why they prefer to pass the ball, because they are very explosive and they can pass the ball and get explosive plays from it. They can also run the ball though, so we got to watch out for that. Michigan, they like to run the ball and pass the ball. They're more of a rushing attacking offense, but they can also pass the ball if you are stacking the box and they can't run the ball at the time. Michigan coming in has a good defense, but Ohio State has a good defense. They only allowed Michigan State to score 7 points. Obviously, Michigan State had no momentum in that game from start to finish, so very hard to get momentum. Just both teams coming in, both put up 50 points. Both had good games, so we'll see where this one goes. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think of this matchup. It's gonna be, hopefully it's gonna be a good game. Hopefully it's gonna be a closer game here for Michigan. We all know what has happened in the past, and yeah, at the end of the day, I think whoever wins this game will go in, win the Big Ten title if they take care of business, and then if they go to the playoffs, it should be either the 2 or 3 seed, and Cincinnati, if they win out, should be either the 2 or 3 seed as well. So most likely you'll play Cincinnati, and I think both these teams can beat Cincinnati, so you'll have a good shot of playing in the Natty, in the national championship, probably against Georgia. But you got to win this game first. Number 2, Ohio State in Ann Arbor against number 5 Michigan. It's gonna be a good showdown. Winner goes to the Big Ten championship. Hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, please drop a like, subscribe for more. I'd really appreciate if you could go ahead, hit that subscribe button. And other than that, hope you guys have a great rest of your day. We will see you guys in the next video. Peace.